All right, let's get right into it. We're going to unpack one of Friedrich Nietzsche's most challenging ideas, this one from his book, The Gay Science. And it's all about that massive and, let's be honest, sometimes painful gap between who you really are, deep down, and the person that everybody else thinks they know.
Seriously, just take a second and think about that. Who are you in the minds of your friends, your family, your coworkers? Is that picture they have accurate? Well, for Nietzsche, the answer is a hard no, not even close. And that, right there, is where all the problems start.
You see, Nietzsche says our public identity, what people think of us, is basically just a performance. We're all on this grand social stage. We're playing a role. But the crazy part is, we didn't write the script. Other people did. And it's usually based on a huge misunderstanding of who we actually are.
So check out how Nietzsche defines reputation. He doesn't see it as a reflection of you. He calls it a caricature. It's this simplified, kind of useful, but totally false version of you. And it's built from what he calls common errors made by the people around you, the herd, who frankly just don't have the capacity to see what's really going on inside you.
And this just lays it all out, doesn't it? The difference is, wow, on one side you've got your inner world, all your passions, your complexities, what Nietzsche calls the noble depth of your soul. And on the other side, the public's view of you. It's a flat, useful sketch designed to fit you into a neat little social box. The two couldn't be more different.
But this isn't just some harmless mix-up. Oh no. Nietzsche's point is that this public image, this role you're playing, it can actually become a prison. It literally puts your true self in psychological shackles.
I mean, that metaphor is it's devastatingly accurate, right? Our best parts, the most unique things about us, they get squished and shriveled just so they can fit on the narrow plank of what other people expect from us. We literally make ourselves smaller just to fit their idea of us.
So here's how it happens. It's a process. First, society hands you this simplified script. Then you start playing the part, right? Because it's just easier, it's safer. But in doing that, you're trading your authentic, wild freedom for social acceptance. And what's the end result? You end up shackled to a version of yourself that isn't even real. It's what he calls a wicked form of self-alienation.
So why don't we just stop?
Why not just break free? Well, as Nietzsche points out, it's incredibly hard. The moment you step out of character, the moment you defy the role people have written for you, you're hit with distrust, even disgust. You've become unpredictable. And let me tell you, society does not like that.
But here's the real kicker. This prison, it isn't just built by other people. We actually help build it. It's our own vanity, our deep-down need to be seen and liked that makes us pick up the bricks, mix the mortar, and lock the door from the inside.
And Nietzsche does not pull any punches here. He says we are greedy for the social power and the sense of dignity that comes from having a stable, easy-to-understand reputation. We crave that recognition, even if the thing being recognized is a complete fake.
And this is why. We defend this false self because, hey, it gives us a feeling of power, a certain social dignity. We're taught from day one that what other people think is the yardstick for our worth. We're terrified of what happens if we break the mold. And you know what? A lot of the time, it just feels so much easier to play the part than to be truly authentic.
So, are we all just doomed to live in these prisons? Not at all. At least not according to Nietzsche. He offers a way out. He has a path for what he calls the free spirit. And the solution isn't to smash your reputation to pieces, but to completely change your relationship to it.
Just look at the difference here. The average person, they cling to their reputation. They defend it with everything they've got, and in the end, they are, spiritually speaking, murdered by it. They're terrified of being misunderstood, but the free spirit, totally different. They keep a healthy distance. They live behind their reputation, almost using it as a disguise. And get this, they actually take pride in being a mystery to everyone else.
So here's the big takeaway. See your reputation for what it really is, a playful mask. You don't have this unconditional duty to be the person they expect you to be. You can detach. Let them have their little caricature of you, while you get on with the real business of living your life.
And all of this serves a much bigger purpose. For Nietzsche, this whole idea of getting free from public opinion, it's the only way to achieve his ultimate goal for us, to stop performing and to finally, truly become who you are. Nietzsche adds another really urgent layer to this. He says in a world where God is dead, where there's no divine witness who can see our true noble hearts, well then the judgment of the social theater becomes the only judgment there is. The pressure to conform becomes heavier than it's ever been.
And this is the final brilliant flip. True dignity, it's not found in being perfectly understood and liked by everybody. No way. For Nietzsche, the absolute highest dignity lies in having a spirit that is so rich, so complex, that it remains a complete mystery to the crowd. Your value is something you decide, not something they give you.
So, let's just end with this question. That public persona you have, the person everyone thinks you are, does it feel like a comfortable home, a place that truly reflects you? Or, if you're being really honest, does it feel more like a prison, with walls that seem to get a little bit closer every single day?